Hello YouTube, Brent Peeler here with you. Coming to you from Mangum, Oklahoma. I'm counting down the days, folks, counting down the days till I head back to the Philippines. I think we're at 5.5 days now. I'm leaving Sunday to head back that way. So thought I'd make this quick little video to I've had a lot of y'all hit me up asking me what all you need to go to the Philippines. So I got a little list together and figured I'd go over about 10 tips that if you're thinking about retiring in the Philippines, just moving to the Philippines, just visiting the Philippines. Well, this is just a little guide that'll help get you there and kind of make it a little easier on you, set you up for success, or that way you don't get over there and you're like, damn, I forgot to do that. And I just got a few things that I think are pretty important that y'all may want to know. So here we're going to go. If you've done any traveling at all, going to a country, you know you need a passport. And on that country, like I say, if you've done any traveling at all, you know pretty much anywhere you need to go or you want to go, you've got to have 6 months validity on your passport, meaning that it can't expire within 6 months. If this is your first trip, well, you probably got a brand new passport, and so you're good to go. You don't have to worry about that. But yep, get you a passport. It opens up the world to you. That's one thing that I regret, is not ever getting a passport. I never worried about it. I didn't get a passport till I think 2019 when I first got mine, and it just opened up. It opened up everything to me. I started traveling, and I've been hooked ever since. So get you a passport and book you a ticket and just go somewhere. Going to the Philippines, though, what you're going to need to fill out or to get online and register in a deal called e-travel. And to my knowledge, they started all this during COVID, and for some reason they just hadn't let it go. I don't know. I guess there's several countries that kind of go with this, and it's just their version. It's e-travel. Don't cost you a dime. You just type in e-travel Philippines on Google it or whatever. It'll fill it out. I mean, it'll pull it up. It's a government website. You just fill it out, and you got to do that within 72 hours of your trip. So you got to wait within 72 hours because they want to know if you've been sick in the last so many hours. So fill that out online. It's free. If anybody is trying to sell you one, you're on the wrong site. Do not do it. This is totally free. And like I say, you got to do it within 72 hours of your flight. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You'll just go over some questions. They'll give you a little QR code. Screenshot your QR code. Have that with you when you enter the Philippines. I have forgot to do that. Every time that I've left the United States and head to the Philippines, I always have that base covered because it's such a long haul and you're preparing for it, and you just that's one of the things that I heard nightmares about, getting to the airport and not having one, and they could kick you out or not let you. It's usually the, well, I'm not going to say that. Back then, right after COVID, I guess it depends on which airline, but the airlines that I used wanted to see that QR code before I even got on that flight. So they asked me for that and an Onward ticket. Now, on both of those, I have been, say I went to the Philippines and then I went to Vietnam for a month or Thailand for a month or whatever, and come back and just didn't even think about it and didn't fill out the Onward ticket, I didn't fill out the Onward ticket, but when I got to flew into the airport there in the Philippines, they let me just go to they had little, they let me fill it out there. And matter of fact, when I went to Cambodia, it was either when I went to Cambodia or when I was going back into Thailand, they had tablets set up at a little station. You could just fill it out when you get there. So I don't think it's a big deal, but you could, depending on the airline, they could refuse to let you on the plane if you don't have it. So be sure and have it. It's a very simple deal. Like I say, 72 hours, and you're good to go. Now, if you're planning a trip to the Philippines and leaving within 30 days, if you've got your round trip ticket, you don't have to worry about it, because if it's within 30 days, you don't have to worry about an exit ticket. You've got to show that you're leaving the country within 30 days. Now, if you plan on staying longer than 30 days, it's no big deal. You don't have to book a flight to another country. You don't have to leave. But you do need, what I do, you can book another ticket, but you're going to pay, the regular price for an airplane ticket. But what I always do, and what everybody else does, is just go to get you an Onward ticket. That's just you're buying a plane ticket, costs you like $14. I use onwardticket.com. They will print you out a ticket, and again, you want to do this, I think, like 24 hours before your flight, and it'll be good for. It'll say that you're leaving the Philippines, and it's an actual plane ticket, but you're not going nowhere. It's just you're paying to show the people at the airlines or the when you enter the country that, hey, I'm leaving. So you want it to be valid, and I think those things are only valid for 24, 48 hours or something. So you want to wait within probably 24 hours, especially if you're leaving the United States, because it could take you 2 or 3 days to get there. So hourly wise, you know what I mean. So make sure you have an Onward ticket, or you could get rejected. I don't think it's, I don't know how they'd feel about if they'd let you do it at the airport or not. I know, like I say, I've had to going back from Vietnam, I forgot my Onward ticket, so I had to hurry up before they'd let me on the flight or let me even check in. I had to go ahead and buy one. So keep that in mind. When you get to the Philippines, okay, let me say this first. They've got if you're coming wherever you're going to want a cell phone, you're going to want cell phone service when you get to the Philippines, obviously. And for most carriers, it's like mine. I'm with Verizon. If mine will probably work over there, but it'll charge me $10 a day, and you don't want to pay $10 a day, especially as cheap as cell phones are in every country except the United States. I don't know about other countries in the West, but all the countries that I've been to in Asia, Mexico, it's all dirt cheap. You just buy a SIM card. I know you can get it on your phone now, eSIMs. You can get your eSIM before you even go. But what I do, I just wait till you get to the airport. If you have an unlocked phone, and you'll need an unlocked phone, is to just get you a SIM card at the airport, and you won't believe how cheap cell service is over there. I pay 1,000 pesos, and that'll last me 4 months for all the data I can use. I don't know, it gives you like 900 text messages, 900 calls. And when I'm in the Philippines, I don't call anybody or text. I use Messenger the whole time. They're big into WhatsApp. You just don't use regular text messages. So make sure to take you an unlocked phone and cash. You want to take you some cash in case when you get to the airport. A lot of times, everything's cash over there, and everything's cash in the Philippines pretty much. There's places you can use your credit card, of course. There's the places that your bigger stores and that stuff, but for the most part, it's all cash. So what I do, I usually take me, especially if nobody's going to meet me there. If I'm traveling solo and to any of those countries and have never been before or any of that, I take at least $100 with me, because I have some of those ATMs in the Philippines can be contrary, and I like to. You better have cash as soon as you leave the airport. I'd try to get cash at the airport as soon as you get there. That would just make you feel a lot better, because you don't want to get in a taxi or be trying to go eat. You don't have no cash. Yes. They do have Grab over there, which is like their version of Uber. So you can get a ride and be able to pay on your phone. But and in Manila, Cebu, the places you would be flying into. Of course, you can find restaurants and hotels that you can play with your card. But it just makes me feel better to have a little. I wouldn't carry much cash because you usually get screwed when you transfer it, back into when you transfer it from dollars to pesos. And plus, depending on how long you're going to be in the Philippines, do you really want to, if you don't spend it, do you really want to be carrying $100, having to hide $100 somewhere, or carrying $100 in your wallet for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, however long, you know what I mean? And so it's just a little backup. It don't even have to be $100. Could be, just whatever you want. But I wouldn't take a whole lot. You'll eventually find a place to get you an ATM that works. But be sure and call your bank. Be sure and call your bank. Tell them where you're headed, because you don't want to get there and your ATM card not work. There's like 12 or 13 hours difference in time zone. So when you're up, they're asleep here in the United States. So it's kind of awkward trying to find you might have to stay up long enough to call the bank. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Let them know. On the cell phone deal, I always try to take at least 2 cell phones. I've got an Apple phone, and if you lose your phone, if you've got another Apple phone, you can go find your phone with that phone. If hopefully nobody stole it, hopefully nobody stole it. Hopefully you've just laid it or left it or whatever. You can track it with your other iPhone. I know a lot of people take laptops or computers and you can find it that way, but the cell phones a whole lot easier to work with. You know what I mean? And it can just be a little piece of crap phone, one that you didn't trade in, or just a little. You know what I mean? I've got an old iPhone. I don't even know what you call it, SE, I think, that I bought a long time ago just to take to Mexico, and I'm going to take that with. I've got two of these iPhone 12 minis. I just bought another one, and I like the mini. They don't make the mini no more, so I bought another one so I can take it with me, because y'all was complaining that y'all couldn't hear me good. And so I'm filming on the new iPhone mini. I bought it off eBay, give like $250 for it, something like that. So I love the phone. I wish they still made the minis. I think you can get a 13, but I'm so used to the 12. I thought, well, I'll just get another 12. I know I like the way they work. And even if you don't want two phones there, it's good to have one that you can just pop in the new SIM card over there. And like I said, I pay $18. That's 1,000 pesos. That'll last me 4 or 5 months. And this little iPhone, I bought it. It was, I bought it probably, I don't know, 5 years ago. And SE, I don't know how long ago that came out, but I bought it brand new for $100, what I'm trying to say. Very cheap phone. It don't hold much data. I think it may be 16 gigabytes or whatever, but it'll be perfect for, it don't have this little, see, I've got this little bop it deal. And in the Philippines, you want to mount one on your motorbike for directions, Google Maps, that kind of stuff. Well, I can't ever fit this in one because I got this bop it that I always use. And I can't hardly live without the bop it. So, and plus, a lot of times you'll put one in your motorcycle holder and pull up to a store or whatever and forget about it. And it'll be out there mounted on your motorbike. I've never lost one. Every time I've come back out, it's still been there. But I've done that 2 or 3 times where I've left my good phone on there. And on them motorcycle mounts, I just have to barely clamp it to the bottom because this deal won't let me. And so it's just saying, hey, somebody please come steal me. So I've got one. I got a case that'll mount to it. And even if I did leave it on there, I'm not out nothing. It's probably a $20 phone now. I don't even know if somebody if it'd be worth $20. It's just it'll be perfect for that, so I'm going to take it. When you get there, I suggest staying in a motel. Whatever, if you're staying in Dumaguete, Manila, Cebu, I would highly suggest staying in a motel for a night or two. If you like it, stay a little longer. If you really liked it, and I'm telling you, the location is key. If you don't like it, move to another location. Move where you're right in the middle of things. You know, especially if you're not going to drive right off the bat. Get right in the heart of things. That way you can walk around everything. Be close to the pier. You don't want to be, you know, a lot of these Airbnbs and stuff would be a little cheaper because they're way out in BFE. Well, you don't want to be in bumfucked Egypt if you ain't got access to a tricycle or a jeepney or you don't want to have to deal with all that. It's just one less thing. Being the heart of it, you know, walk downstairs, you be, you know, a block from everything you need in the Philippines. And the Philippines is good about being dense enough, even in the rural communities, that they've usually got everything you need pretty close. So, but if you don't like a hotel, get you another one. You know, change locations, try little things out before you break down and just decide to book an Airbnb. Well, the second time I went to the Philippines, as soon as I got there, I had an Airbnb booked for a month, and I realized after about 4 days, hey, I really don't like this, and so. But I was stuck. I was stuck there for a month. I decided this would be the perfect opportunity to go out island hopping, and that's what I did. Just because, you know, I didn't want to be stuck in Cebu City for a month, and so that's what I did. But I was, if I had it to do again, and I'm not saying anything bad about Cebu City, I just didn't like the neighborhood I was at, the condo I was at. I wasn't familiar with the. And on the map, it looked like it was right close to Ayala Mall. It wound up being a mile or two from Ayala Mall. You know, it's all jumbled together. But I just didn't like the location. And like I said, start out with a hotel, then go to Airbnb if that's what you want, or find you something permanent and rent. But and those Airbnbs can turn into rent. Me and Aaron, we rented an Airbnb there in Valencia, paying quite a bit for it. Talked to the landlord, said, "Hey, we're thinking about renting full time. We'd be interested if you'll drop this rate." And they dropped it by $150 or something. Give us a whole lot better deal, and that way they was getting all the money, and we wasn't paying as much. So keep that in mind. They will definitely work with you. Motorbike. I highly recommend getting a motorbike. You should pay from, I don't know, 5,000 to 7,500 pesos. About 5,000 is plenty, but once you first get there, you know, if you go to those shops that rent bikes, they'll hit you with 7,500. I paid that for 2 or 3 months before everybody I talked to was like, yeah, I'm just paying $5. I'm just paying $5. And I thought, well, you know, it was right across the street from my hotel, and it's not that big a deal but if you're going to be there, well, it turns into a big deal. And so you can if you go to looking, you can find them for $5. But if you're only going to be here for 30 days or less, or if you don't mind paying 7,500 pesos, which, like I said, it's not much, but it's a whole lot more than 5,000. You know what I mean? So whatever you want to do, but you can definitely walk across the street, or walk up to one of them shops. Just have a valid driver's license. You can probably get by with not even have a driver's license. I know the individuals and stuff that usually rent them for 5,000. They could give a rat's ass if you got a driver's license or not. But I think the main motorcycle shops or whatever, that they probably, and you could probably get by without having one there. But they did ask me for mine, so I'm pretty sure that they will ask you for it. So, but that's a good way to go. I've got a motorcycle. I just bought a brand new motorcycle waiting for me when I get there. It's got like 250 kilometers on it. After I bought it, I thought, well, I might not should have bought this because I never ride it, but at the same time, it's there. I know I've got it, so it makes me feel a whole lot better just knowing that I can jump on it and leave or do whatever, before the Filipinos goes to acting crazy. Like I say, notify your bank when you bring it that you're heading to the Philippines. Bring your cash. Have 2 ATM cards. And separate your ATM cards. If you take 2 ATM cards, don't carry around 2 ATM cards in your wallet. Just carry one. Just carry one, maybe one credit card and your driver's license. That's plenty. You don't want to carry 5 credit cards and 2 ATM cards. Then you lose your wallet and you're just screwed. You always want to have a little extra cash set back somewhere. I never, most of those ATMs over there only give you 10,000 pesos. Some of them, I always get 20,000, which is like $350. All the China banks, the BPIs, all of them will give you 20,000, or not all of them, but a majority of them will give you 20,000. And your bank's going to charge you just as much for 10,000 pesos as 20,000. So it makes no sense not to get 20,000. But 20,000 is the max that I've ever seen. So do that. I've got a Charles Schwab account that I use. They don't charge me them foreign transaction fees. They do charge me, but I get all that back at the end of the month. I don't know if they take that, if they, wind up giving me a shittier exchange rate or not. I've figured it before and thought that they wouldn't, but I figured it like the day after that I got it. So with the fluctuation, I really don't know. A lot of people say, well, that makes absolutely no sense for them to do that, to pay for all them fees. So they may be right. I'm just saying that they claim they pay all the foreign transaction fees and give you, so who knows, but I've got the Charles Schwab account, and I take over two different debit cards. And the good thing about my deal is at one bank I've got 3 accounts, and I've got a card for each of them. And if I get locked out of one, I've got my mobile banking app. I can just say somebody steals a card or something, and I have to lock that card down. Instead of locking down my whole bank, I can just swap my money from this account to this account or whatever if I need to. And they can have that account locked down as long as I want, instead of, because it may take you, I don't know, it's in the Philippines, so it may take you, even if you express it, it probably take you a week to get your card and get your money back. So always try to stash your little money at the house. Don't take it all out. There's no way that you need to be carrying around 10,000 pesos. I mean, you know what I mean? I usually, I don't, $100 is plenty to carry around at any time, at any one time. If you lose it, you lost $100, no big deal. But I highly suggest either having you 2 checking accounts with 2 different ATM cards, or an ATM and a savings with an ATM to both of them. That way, if you lose one card, you can just transfer all your money to this account and never miss a lick. Or if you got enough money in that account, just keep rolling out of it until they get you fixed up on the other one. I highly recommend that. And like I say, split your credit cards up if you have to. When you get there, either just stash your other 2 credit cards or ATM cards, or however many you got. Just carry one ATM and 1 credit card with you and your driver's license. That's all you need. The rest of them cards, keep them at the house or keep them locked up in a little safe in your motel or wherever you want to do it. But like I say, sure enough, keep that stuff separated. What did I do here? I think that's pretty much everything I got. Yeah, I don't know. I had a list and it went crazy on me. But I think, here we go. I think I covered it all anyway. Separate your cards, 2 phones, yeah. That sure makes life a whole lot easier. And yes, I did have to learn the hard way. I had the first time I went over there, hell, I left my wallet in Watson's pharmacy. And I got back to the house and I thought, oh crap. And the same deal with your phone. If you lose your phone, everything is on that phone. And if you need to go to canceling credit cards, bank cards, blah, 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 it could get pretty scary. So you need to back yourself up as much as you can. These are pretty much our lifelines now. But like I say, I run off and left my wallet in Watson's, and thank God it was the Philippines, because I didn't know nobody in the Philippines, and I'd rented a motorbike. I think's how they got a hold of me. I'd left my wallet in Watson's, and they just had a wallet with money, credit cards, pretty much my whole life in there. And the only way that they got a hold of me is the guy that I rented through the motorcycle for give me a business card, and so I had that business card, and I met a guy at the Brew Garden, and he said he knew where some places were to rent. So I give him my number, and he give me his number, and I was going to call him the next day, and he was going to take me and show me some rent houses or whatever. Well, anyway, they called him, and he give them my phone number. If it wasn't for that, I mean, they wouldn't have knew. And I tried to give them a reward. They wouldn't accept a reward, so I went across the street, or across the hall. It was in City Mall, and bought them some Jollibee chicken, and just took it over there and told them how much they saved my bacon. So anyway, folks, I hope that helps. I'm gonna get off here, and hopefully I'll be back in the Philippines in probably seven days. Probably. I think I'm 6.5 from getting on. So I think it says I'll arrive 2 days later. So 8 days, something like that. Anyway, can't wait till I get back, and I usually just dread these trips. Well, I'm looking forward to this, and it's been a while. It's been a long time, so I'm ready to get back. I'm going to miss all my people here, but I'm ready to get back, and I'm ready to jump on that plane. So anyway, folks, that's all I got for now. Oh, I do want to tell, I think his name was Rico Suave. He told me about the train that runs from Oklahoma City to Dallas. I had no idea. Amtrak train running down there, and I've watched videos on it on YouTube. Appreciate that information. I just hope that's still available when I get back, because I did see that they was running out of money or thinking about shutting it down. They did. The legislation kept them open to at least September, and then I think they're going to vote on it again, see what they want to do. But yeah, I would have done that if I'd have known about it sooner. At this point, my son and them's already going to Dallas for the weekend, so I'm gonna ride with him. But I would like to ride that train, whether I was going to catch a plane at the airport or not. So anybody wanting to go from Oklahoma City to DFW, just take a $27 train ride from Oklahoma City. Then you walk a block or two, catch another train for $2 from that train station on into to Dallas Fort Worth or DFW airport. Anyway, folks, that's all I got. Appreciate y'all watching. This is Brent's Tripping. Peace.